Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the strength Rildo. So we're going to be taking a look at the strength Hyper Metal-Rilldo, and we're going to see just how good he is after his Extreme Z awakening. Now Rildo obviously got a pretty nice Extreme Z awakening as a part of the Black Star Dragon Ball Edition event revamp, and basically he looks pretty decent. We're going to be trying him out in the Extreme class, Extreme Super Battle Road stage, as Rildo is a unit that benefits the GT Bosses team. So ideally what we want is we want to obviously have as many GT Bosses as possible on the team, so that means we have to cater a little bit to Rildo. Basically we want him to be really solid. So Rildo is a GT Bosses lead category of Ki +3, HP attack and defense is 77%. He also raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. He has attack and defense of 80% with an additional attack and defense of 20% per GT Bosses category ally on the team, and he has an additional attack and defense of 80% when performing a super attack. He also has an additional Ki of 2 and attack of 40% when facing only one enemy. And he has GT Bosses category allies Ki +2 and attack of 40%. So Rildo is pretty solid. His total boost when on a full GT category team is 368% defense, and he will have slightly less attack at around about 398% or so. The nice thing about Rildo is that he lowers attack on his super as well, so he really does nicely in Extreme Super Battle Road stages because he can debuff the enemy. You're going to see that now. When we have Rildo on the other rotation, he's going to do a very good job basically of just kind of debuffing the enemy and preventing them from doing a lot of damage to him. And you can use this to target units like Trunks, which you saw me use basically to prevent him from doing a lot of damage to Rildo, which is obviously going to be super duper helpful. Rildo pairing partners wise doesn't have too many. In fact, he doesn't have any great pairing partners, his best pairing partner being the AGL Super Vegeta Baby LR, which is a little bit aged now. Although they still can work, it is still a little bit aged now. But yeah, generally speaking, like here we're not going to use an item at all, and we're going to see just how well Rildo can do. Obviously we don't have him in the first slot. We have the Super 17 tanking, which is important to a certain extent because Rildo can't tank in the first slot, not unless there's no super attack or anything before him. So yeah, you can see there, obviously Super 17 sucks up all the damage, but Rildo comes in, nice attack stat, 2.7 million, pretty good, but he lowers Goten's attack and he tanks pretty well. So in a tight situation, Rildo can really just kind of tank some of that damage and just absorb some of that pain, which I think is pretty good overall, if I'm entirely honest. So yeah, basically pretty solid. Overall, I think he's a really awesome unit, and I think he's done really well. So yeah, overall, all pretty good stuff by Omega Shenron. But to cut a long story short, I think Rildo is a unit you can definitely use. You could also probably use him in harder content. Based on how high his defense gets, he could be a decent floater for something like Ultimate Red Zone. The big issue, honestly speaking, is just that he basically doesn't have the team. Yeah, there's no alternative GT Bosses lead. If there was like a baby or something, or a super baby or anything like that, that could be, essentially the catalyst for the team. Like the Shenron pairings are very good, but you're running under 150% lead basically. Super 17's slightly old. The AGL one's still very good at Rainbow. The tech one's also okay. But realistically, you could do with some Hellfighter 17s on here, you could do with some more Shadow Dragons, you could do with some more babies on here. There's just a lot you could still do with this team. So Rilldo, although being a very, very, very good accompanying unit for this event, is not necessarily the type of unit that I think he unfortunately just doesn't benefit from having such a weak team, basically. It's not a weak, okay, such a slightly below the meta team. Like, Omega Shenron's great, Tech Shenron is very, very good. The Legion of Shadow Dragons LR is actually also surprisingly very good. So you've got some great units there, but they're just running under a lower lead. Like, imagine all of them running under a 200% GT Bosses lead. Like, just a straight 200% GT Bosses lead. That's all they need to do. Like, when they bring out a secondary LR or Carnival LR or whatever they plan on doing, they must just have Baby or someone with GT Bosses 200%. Transforming Omega Shenron, whatever it is, just make that and it'll be awesome. And the team will be way better because all those extra stats is going to help out, especially units like Super 17 who with higher stats, their damage reduction really plays a part. And once Super 17 has a very good linking partner on GT Bosses, he'll also look very good. He looks good under a Power Absorption or Android's team, but he's just so limited because he doesn't have those partners on GT Bosses, which is like his major category, and he himself wants to be on an Android's team, so it's a little bit weird how they designed him like that, but I think, yeah. But Rilldo, very good. Honestly, don't have too much more to say about him. I think he's excellent, and yeah, for me, pretty much happy with everything about him. I think he's a good unit. I think they did him very well, and I think he will come more into play the sooner we get a better GT Bosses lead. Like, even just getting a better GT Bosses lead will elevate the team to the point where Rilldo is someone you can really, really use for a lot of content. So I think Rilldo is a unit in waiting. I think he's a unit that's going to really rock a lot of people. And yeah, he's doing a great job. Look at him tanking more than fine. You know, he's really just kind of soaking up a lot of damage, able to tank normals after a super, and he does have units that can front sit for him. So yeah, overall he is just pretty solid. But I think that's everything we're gonna see from Rilldo. I don't think we need to see anything else. I think he looks pretty good, and yeah, I think overall I would say he's looking rock solid. But that's gonna be it from me. We're going to get taken out here by Piccolo's super attack, and yeah, I think that's all you needed to see. So let me know in the comments how you think Rilldo did, what changes you think could happen to the GT Bosses team, and yeah, just in general what you think could occur. Like, what could make things run a little bit better. But yeah, that's it from me. Take care. Bye.